Good morning, Wet Shavers, coffee lovers, and podcast listeners everywhere. It's Mark with GeorgeToon.com. It's time for another second cup. So grab a cup of coffee, kick back, relax, put in those earbuds, adjust that speaker volume, and let's talk some wet shaving and a few other things in podcast form. What is Second Cup? Second Cup is a podcast that will give you some additional information that didn't make the Monday morning mailbag deadline. This might be something that is time sensitive. For instance, a sale that could be ending before the next Monday morning mailbag hits the airwaves, or a piece of late-breaking information that viewers have passed along that is equally time sensitive, or something else regarding the wet shaving world that needs to be broadcast in a timely fashion. And we'll also have some time to chit-chat and discuss some other things like coffee, movies, streaming shows, books, that sort of thing. So thanks for tuning in to Second Cup. And I hope you subscribe to the podcast, where you can also find episodes of the Monday Morning Mailbag in podcast form. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. We'll get the show underway in just a moment. Thanks for joining me. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the March 30th, 2026 episode of Second Cup. We're wrapping up March, April, just a couple of days away. How about that? And hopefully you won't get fooled on April Fool's Day. I don't play any practical jokes on April Fool's Day. I stay away from them because I think it's a rather deft art form to play a practical joke or an April Fool's joke on someone and still get a really happy response from the person who is being pranked. I think that's a really, really deft art form. Sometimes people who play practical jokes on someone else, if it's not carried out correctly, in my opinion, it could end in hurt feelings. It could be a bit disastrous. So I stay away from them. Now, I've had practical jokes played on me in the past, and I take them with good humor and that sort of thing. And some of them have been carried out very, very well. And I got to admit, wow, you got me. I fell for it. But hopefully this April Fool's Day, you will come through it unscathed and unpranked and unfooled and that sort of thing. How are you this morning? Great to be with you. Hang on 1 minute. Let me get a sip of coffee here. Boy, I'm looking forward to this. Hang on 1 minute. That is really, really terrific. Again, we're using the Kirkland. Let me get another sip. Hang on. Yeah, I'm lit by the Kirkland. Let's put it that way. I'm lit up by the Kirkland coffee from Costco, their Summit Brew. We showed that this morning on the Monday Morning Mailbag, and I popped in another one of those Keurig cups, and I am enjoying 12 ounces of coffee in my Fiesta Pedestal Latte mug. I featured this last October on the show, and of course we've talked about it on Second Cup before, but I showed it on the Monday Morning Mailbag back on October 20th, 2025, that episode. So if you check out that episode, you'll get a look at this mug. This is a discontinued item from the Homer Laughlin China Company. It holds 18 ounces of your favorite coffee, your favorite beverage, your favorite brew, and it's approximately 6 inches tall. The mug features embossed designs of vintage Fiesta pieces, including a disc pitcher, teapot, and vase. It was introduced in 1999. The mug is microwave, oven, and dishwasher safe, and it's been discontinued, but I have a few of these. I got this one in orange. I got another one in white. I think I have one in a dark blue. I have to look at it again. I think one in green. Yeah, these are a lot of fun. They hold a lot of coffee. Hang on, one more sip. Oh, yeah, that is terrific. Wow. What a great cup of coffee this morning, and a lot of it. I hit the strong button on my Keurig machine and went for 12 ounces because this mug will hold every bit of 12 ounces very, very nicely. How are you this morning? Great to be with you. I went to a surprise birthday party yesterday for a good friend and coworker, John Coyne. The Coyne family put it on. His sisters threw him a surprise birthday party. We knew about it for about, 2.5 weeks, something like that. So I really had to be on guard when I was greeting John in the morning and talking to him throughout the work day and at lunchtime and that sort of thing, that I didn't slip up and say something and spoil the surprise. I do not want to spoil the surprise. As a matter of fact, I did not get there prior to him arriving, to yell surprise. I have this truck that's about 23 years old. I think you know this, that my other automobile, my Hyundai Sonata, the back end just collapsed, and I had to junk it. I gave it to someone who was going to put it in a demolition derby. Never found out if it made it into a demolition derby last year. Going to find out and see if it's going to be running someplace this year, and I'll let you know if I find out about that. But anyhow, I have this 23-year-old truck that is my main form of transportation right now. And it is such a distinctive looking old truck that it sticks out like a sore thumb. And I knew that if I parked it on the street where his sister lives, Mary Pat, and she was hosting the party there, I knew if I parked it on that street as John came down the street to visit his sister without knowing that there was a surprise party there, if he saw my truck there, he would know for sure that something was up. What's going on here? So I made sure to arrive a little while after they yelled surprise and everything like that. And it was a fun time, a lot of great food, great catching up with friends and that sort of thing. Had a great time, but because of that, I had to start editing and creating the Monday morning mailbag a little bit earlier than usual, because I wanted to have Saturday evening free, and that's usually what I'm doing with the Monday morning mailbag. I'm usually editing, late into Saturday night to put everything together, and because I wanted to be at the party, I had to get everything done a little earlier. So if there was something that you submitted or something that you sent along, it probably missed the deadline, because the deadline was a little earlier this week, so I can get the Monday morning mailbag compiled, edited, and posted. And I really, really do appreciate everyone's contributions to not only the Monday morning mailbag, but also the Second Cup. It means a lot to me. Thank you very, very much, because I say it all the time. Without you, this microphone would be silent, and were it not for the support of all the viewers and listeners out there, I don't think we'd have a channel. I don't think we'd have a show. So my thanks to everyone out there. And thank you for your patience and understanding as I kind of wrapped up the Monday morning mailbag a little bit earlier to get it posted and scheduled so I could spend Saturday night wishing a good friend a happy birthday. So it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed myself. And great to be with you this morning. And again, if I had a newer car, it would blend in with all the others because all the new cars have that same kind of streamlined aerodynamic look. So you really can't tell what year a car was manufactured, can you? I mean, if you look at most cars on the road, and there are some exceptions there, but most cars on the road, if you look at, let's say a Chevrolet Equinox, if you look at that, I don't think you can tell the difference between a 2022 model versus a 2023 or a 25 or a 26. I think they all kind of blend together, where if you go up to YouTube and you just look at some of the automobiles that were manufactured back in the 50s and 60s, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the manufacturers, every single model year was a very dramatic difference in design from one model year to the next. So a 55 Chevy looked a lot different than, say, a 53 Chevy, and a 58 Chevy or a 57 Chevy or a 57 Ford looked a lot different than 2 years previous to that. Same thing in the early 60s. That's just kind of an observation on my part. What do you think? Drop me a line and let me know at mondaymailbag@gmail.com. Just a little chit-chat topic that happened to come off the top of my head. But anyhow, I'm glad I didn't spoil the surprise. That's my worst nightmare, is spoiling a surprise. And, because the people who organize the party and they get things done and they bring the food and they get everything organized and you want to yell surprise and you want the person to be genuinely surprised. My worst nightmare is being the guy that, reveals a surprise at the wrong time. And I certainly did not want that to happen. So that's why I avoided being there for the surprise. I didn't want my truck parked on the street giving it away. It's just, if you saw this truck, you would immediately know it anywhere in town or around the country. Oh, hey, there's Mark's truck. So, yeah. But again, it was a great time. And I'm enjoying a great cup of coffee this morning. And I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. Great to be with you. It's finally warming up again. We had a cold spell. We got some warmer weather on the way. But again, April 18th, my late brother Jay's birthday. We'll probably have snow, so stay tuned for that. Let me know if you have snow in your area right around April 18th, a couple days before, a couple days after. Let me know. But anyhow, great to be with you. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. Let's pay a few bills and we'll get the show underway in just a moment. Now, previously on Second Cup and also the Monday Morning Mailbag, we've talked about the Phoenix Shaving Moon Striker shaving brush. Let me give you an overview of it once more. The Moon Striker is Phoenix Shaving's modern revival of the obscure mid-century Century Rocket brush, an atomic age oddity born from the same era that dreamed up tail fins, chrome starbursts, and pulp sci-fi rockets. Its release is timed to the 123rd anniversary of Méliès's A Trip to the Moon, a fitting nod since Century's original factory sat just minutes from the theater where that film first dazzled American audiences. The Moon Striker carries that same whimsical space-age spirit forward with a cream and oxblood acrylic handle built to outlast the brittle plastics of the 1950s. Now, remember that, cream and oxblood acrylic handle. Remember that point right there. One more time, cream and oxblood acrylic handle built to outlast the brittle plastics of the 1950s. Inside sits the new 24mm hybrid Snickle-Synth knot, a fan bulb fusion offering soft tips, real backbone, fast loading, and none of the maintenance headaches of natural hair. It's engineered for performance. No flop, no sag, quick rinse, full shape retention. The whole brush is both homage and upgrade, a cultural artifact reborn with modern materials, modern ergonomics, and Phoenix Shaving's signature sense of imagination. The forgotten Century Rocket is back in orbit as the Moon Striker, ready for many missions ahead. Now here's the thing right here. They've released a new version, Moon Striker Glow 24mm Snickle-Synth hybrid brush, a space-age revival with a touch of cinema magic, and it now glows in the dark. Check that out. Get up to Phoenix Shaving. If you missed out on the original Moon Striker shaving brush, check out this one. The handle glows in the dark. How about that? From Phoenix Shaving, the Moon Striker Glow with the 24mm Snickle-Synth hybrid brush knot. Give it a look. Well, Phoenix Shaving has just brought back another classic, Speakeasy. That's right, from their product page, Speakeasy, originally released in 2013. The unmistakable classic is back just in time for spring. Here's a scent profile. Rose, sage, bergamot, citrus, wood, and amber. Slip behind the velvet curtain and into a world where time slows, secrets swirl in the smoky air, and the night is always young. Speakeasy is a fragrance of spirit, inspired by the golden haze of the jazz age and the quiet swagger of the Great Gatsby. This bird doesn't shout, she smolders. A refined blend of bright bergamot and citrus opens the hidden door, giving way to the herbaceous sophistication of sage and a subtle touch of rose. Grounded in warm amber and grounded woods, Speakeasy lingers with a whispered secret at midnight. Elegant, masculine, and unmistakably classic, Speakeasy is a scent for those who know the password. Swordfish. Hashtag IYKYK. If you know, you know. Yeah, there's a little fun Easter egg behind that. Swordfish was the password in the movie Horse Feathers, starring the Marx Brothers from 1932. And Groucho is trying to get into a speakeasy, and Chico is the doorman, and he's not letting him in unless he knows the password, which is swordfish. And there is some really, really funny exchanges there. And of course, this is exactly the kind of sly, vintage pop culture wink that Phoenix Shaving loves to slip into their product pages. Let me give you the background again. The origin is from the 1932 film Horse Feathers, starring the Marx Brothers. In the film, Groucho Marx tries to enter a speakeasy. The doorman demands the secret password. The password is swordfish. It becomes a running joke. Groucho forgets it, tries to guess it, and chaos ensues. Over time, swordfish became a comedic shorthand for, quote, the secret password to get into a speakeasy, unquote. So there's a little bit of background there. If you know, you know. And Phoenix Shaving, I guess, is saying the scent is inspired by Prohibition-era speakeasies. If you know the Marx Brothers reference, you're in the club. You know, if you know, you know. So that's kind of the background of Swordfish, and that's a little bit about their re-release of a classic, once again available from Phoenix Shaving, Speakeasy. Give it a look. Well, we received this update from Barrister and Mann, and the headline reads, "We are so freaking back. The golden hour is upon us. After several months of blood, sweat, and tears, we have begun our long-awaited shaving soap restock. While we haven't been able to get everything made yet, we do have quite a bit of product available. Products restocked today include Seville shaving soap, Bay Rum shaving soap, Spice shaving soap and aftershave splash, Cheshire shaving soap, Waves shaving soap, Le Grand Chypre shaving soap. We'll be adding another big batch of products in a few weeks once the next round of restocks arrives, but for now, we have shaving soap once again and are ready to rock. Thank you to everyone for your patience as we've navigated and continue to navigate the shift." And they also write here, "We're clearing out some stuff. In light of the restock, we're clearing some space off the shelves and getting rid of the last of the holiday stuff. So we've taken between 33% and 50% off our remaining holiday colognes and aftershave splashes. You can grab them on your way to restocking your favorites. It's never the wrong time of year to smell awesome." So that's the latest update from Will at Barrister and Mann. They've restocked with some new stuff, and they have a sale going on to kind of clear out some of the holiday stock. So check it out from Barrister and Mann. Give it a look. Well, this past weekend, specifically March 27th, Hendrix Classics & Company dropped Barber's Invasion, a modern barbershop fougere with bright citrus, spicy aromatics and a smooth, lasting finish. Barber's Invasion Shave Soap is a men's artisan shave soap scented with a fragrance inspired by Invasion Babar by MDCI. This is a barbershop style fragrance for men. And MDCI, the French niche house, is known for elegant barbershop leaning fragrances. And this soap really captures that refined barbershop vibe. The following demonstrates how good it is. This will become our HC&C barbershop fragrance after this collab runs its course. We have been looking for a fragrance that is good enough to meet our standard for a barbershop product group for about 5 years. 5 years is a long time. That is how good this is. We greatly appreciate Shave Masters giving us the opportunity to do this collaboration with them. Here's the scent profile. Accords: citrus, aromatic, fresh, spicy, fougere, vanilla, musky, patchouli. The primary notes are grapefruit, bergamot, violet leaf, white thyme, cardamom, lavender, ginger, patchouli, bourbon, vanilla, and musk. Clean, sharp, and confidently classic, Barber's Invasion opens with bright citrus and violet leaf freshness, then transitions into an aromatic heart of lavender and white thyme with cardamom and ginger spice. The finish is smooth and warm, patchouli anchored by bourbon, vanilla, and musk, giving that fresh from the barbershop feel with a richer, more lasting edge. That sounds marvelous. And here's the backstory that's on their product page here. Barber's Invasion. There was a time, not long ago, when the barber chair was a throne. Men would step through the door, tip their hat, and take their place in ritual. Hot towels, steel on stubble, the low hum of clippers, and the quiet confidence of a steady hand. The barbershop was more than a place. It was tradition, craft, and ceremony. But then, the chairs began to sit empty. One by one, the faithful stopped coming. Razors moved from shop counters to bathroom sinks. Lather bowls replaced barber mugs. Mirrors once shared became solitary reflections. The sacred art, the rhythm, the ritual, the brotherhood was carried home. And the barbers noticed. At first, they waited. Then they whispered. Then they sharpened their blades. Barber's Invasion is the moment they've had enough. They are coming, not with anger, but with purpose. Through steam-filled mirrors and the crack of dawn routines, they cross the threshold into your domain. Your bathroom is no longer just yours. It is now a battlefield of tradition reclaimed. You didn't abandon the barbershop, you summoned it. Barber's Invasion, when tradition refuses to die, it comes to you. Now here's a note. This is an inspired by fragrance. It will be very close to the original, though not an exact match. These fragrances don't come from the company that makes the original. We source fragrance oils that are among the highest quality in the world. Now, what's in the drop? The Barber's Invasion collection includes the Barber's Invasion shave soap, rich lather and bold barbershop character for a smooth classic shave, the Barber's Invasion aftershave splash, a refreshing post-shave finish with the same crisp barbershop-inspired scent, Barber's Invasion Extrait de Parfum, EDP, a stronger, longer-lasting expression of the scent inspired by Invasion Barbar by MDCI, and a collector's knife, a striking companion piece that adds a rugged finishing touch to the drop. Why choose Barber's Invasion? Barber's Invasion brings together bright citrus, spicy aromatics, and smooth depth for a modern take on a classic barbershop scent. Clean, masculine, and refined, made for those who want tradition with a sharper edge. Barber's Invasion, get on over to Hendricks Classics and Company and check it out. Well, the Razor Company has a 10% off site-wide flash sale going on right now, and it ends at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. So check it out, 10% off site-wide flash sale now, right now until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. Discount not valid towards Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, Parker, TrueFit, and Hill, and fine accoutrements. But looks like a whole bunch of other stuff on sale, 10% off site-wide. The Razor Company. Get up there before 11:59 p.m. tonight. Well, before I get out of here, I'm going to recommend a movie to you. And since we mentioned it earlier in the program, I'll recommend Horse Feathers. Any movie starring the Marx Brothers is going to be a lot of fun. Here's the film's description from Amazon. The four Marx Brothers, Groucho, Harpo, Chico, and Zeppo, are at the top of their game in this uproarious parody of college life, Horse Feathers. As president of Huxley College, the fun-loving Professor Wagstaff, played by Groucho, attempts to help his son, Zeppo, finally graduate after 12 years. That sounds funny already. After 12 years, by arranging to buy professional football players for an upcoming big game against rival Darwin University. The plan takes an unexpected twist, however, when a bootlegger, played by Chico, and a dog catcher, played by Harpo, are mistaken for the athletes and accidentally hired instead. It features their trademark insanity, including a climactic football sequence that has to be seen to believe. How about that? Here's what customers have to say about it. Customers find the movie incredibly funny, particularly appreciating its broad, zany satire on upper education. They praise its quality, with one customer noting it's among the greatest of the Paramount wave of films, and it has an 82% 5-star rating on Amazon. Check it out. The four Marx Brothers starring in Horse Feathers. The password is Swordfish. And that wraps up another Second Cup. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. I sure hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, please share, please subscribe, and pass it along to a fellow wet shaver or friend. My thanks to everyone who commented and contributed to today's show. And I mean this sincerely. Without you, this microphone would be silent. If Second Cup or the Monday Morning Mailbag aren't showing up in your regular podcast feed, please drop me a line at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and we'll try to get it all sorted out. So again, thank you all very much. I look forward to getting together with you again on these podcast airwaves. Until then, enjoy the day, enjoy your shave, and enjoy that second cup.